Hello and welcome to another episode of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the Birman Mexican.
And I'm Brian.
Hey
Hello,
Brian,
everybody.
how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, I'm getting back into the swing of things with the recording. Of course, I like having it. So that's good after a long break that we had. In that time, though, yeah, I've been doing really good. I've been playing some more Fallout 4, which is great, and a little bit of. Well, I finished Skyrim. Hooray!
Nice.
It was my first time finishing it. So yeah, I know it's been a long time, but yeah, finally finished it. Yeah. How have you been?
Or hopefully a little better now. Oh, I mean,
Oh, yes.
it's I don't know. It seems that just like the tradition of us forgetting
Oh.
names,
Yes.
it's also tradition of apparently this freaking podcast of something not wanting to work.
Something not working. Right. When it's one thing, not one thing, it's
You know,
another
like
thing. And
the
it's
previous
not thing,
the
it's
previous
another thing.
episodes I recorded after I came back from my trip. That it's
Oh,
man,
yes.
it's been 3-4 months almost
4 months.
already since I
Right.
returned from my trip, and I'm still hyped about it.
Oh yes.
But it's
Yeah.
like something has not worked. Like whether it's the
Yeah.
cameras, the audio. That I think this time
Mhm.
we nailed the audio.
Yes.
I mean, after I bought these, I mean, it's not a piece of garbage because it was very expensive.
Right. So yeah, it definitely is.
So hopefully
working
we
a
have
lot
a better audio, and people is able to notice that. Or if not, I think I will be able to notice that, which I'm really happy about it because I think it's one of the things that we've been struggling again, and time again. Sorry, and also my computer just decided
Oh yeah.
that it's no use living in this world anymore, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I think I'll throw you a
Yeah.
blue screen
It's great,
now.
Yeah. And it's at different random intervals. So yeah. It's
So
really weird.
like that's where right now, like with the audio, we're using the laptop. We're going back to the laptop again, and it's just me being like, oh, I'll do this on the PC and this stuff on the laptop, and it's like that's annoying
Yeah.
because like this was supposed to be. I mean, yeah, it was stressful and whatever, but it was
Yeah.
a different type of stress, from work or life in general that I would have. And now it's like, oh, I don't know what the heck I broke on my computer, but some apps are not letting me run my computer. And it's like, and I don't have the money for
Yeah.
a new computer.
For a new computer. Yeah. No.
And also, I think that it's necessary because it's. I don't use it to that degree of needing a higher spec computer,
Right. Like it can play a lot of the Steam games and it runs really well. Other than that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
it's just that one thing that it's annoying, and it's like maybe if I have some $2,000 to spare, which highly unlikely that that's gonna happen,
Right. Yeah.
I might consider that. But
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, it's just been that it's like I just want to rip my hair to shreds.
Oh gosh. But yeah.
And yeah, because I like I've stopped watching some anime. It's like no.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, I think I'm doing better. I like I might try to find ways around how to work with stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah, by the time we're recording this, I'm on the last stretch of recording the Japan Saga videos.
Yes. Oh
Which,
yes.
you-
And
you
they're
know-
so well done too.
Thank you. Like
I
I mean,
really
I
enjoy
spend
them.
a lot of time
Yeah.
on them, so I feel satisfied, and also
Yeah.
I feel that I kind of like I've grown a little towards trying to do this type of format or this type of kind of like solo videos or like voiceovers for some of the other animes that I would talk about whenever
Oh,
you
yeah.
couldn't make it, and I still wanted
Yeah.
to have something ready.
Right. Like love flip-flops.
Yeah. Yeah, like those small, like this anime in 5 minutes, this anime, like
Yeah.
I think
the
that
short
I might be able
ones.
to do something more more concrete, like explain a little more about it. Uh,
Mm.
and the audio is gonna be way better because some of them I was like, whatever comes to mind, and
Ah,
but
right.
I didn't like that. I don't have that type of my YouTuber mindset
Yeah.
to do something on the go and be energetic and all of that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not like that. It stresses me out. But so now I think
True.
I got
In the moment and
a
all
little
that.
better the hang of it.
There you go.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, other than that,
Yeah.
when this episode comes out, like Japan Saga is long over,
Oh
and
yes, yes.
I want to take my mom for probably putting it on repeat several times, and one or two random people that also might be doing that.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, I'm surprised that they're they're getting attention. To
Yeah.
my surprise, that I was not expecting. Like
Yeah.
mainly, I was
Yeah.
making those videos of like I went to Japan and I want to remember it,
Hmm.
but I've been learning a lot because it's like I just don't want to show them there. Or like at least I want to give them some
Explain.
culture and
Yeah,
that kind of
explain some
stuff.
things. And I think there's a great need for that with like connectivity of the world around us. I think that is really great way to connect people with different cultures and also with just like the way things look in other places of the world. I really enjoy that myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm. I think we
But
need more
and
of
I
that.
mean, for today we have another
Yes.
anime movie,
Yep.
which is kind of like as much anime as that I've had.
Oh man, that's too bad.
um,
That's too bad. Oh
but
man.
this is
Well,
a great movie.
yes, it's a
We've
great
had
one.
this director. I forgot his name,
Oh,
which at this point not surprising. Um,
Satoshi. Let's see here. Yeah, Satoshi Kon.
yeah, Satoshi Kon.
Uh-huh.
Uh, we've talked about some of his movies before.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Uh, that was Paprika
Paprika. Yep, that's
and
one.
Tokyo Godfathers
Uh-huh.
that we covered, damn, like about a year ago.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's a long time.
So,
Long
yeah,
time ago.
this is a great movie.
Uh-huh.
It's full of symbolisms, and that's why I love it, and the way that it represents, because this is also pretty much like an homage to the film industry in Japan as well.
It absolutely is. Yeah. And we see a lot of like cinema type animation with like real world blending in with a fantasy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the way that this movie even starts and ends, it's on the same, like at the same point, like
That's
with
right.
like the
Yep.
same scene in a way.
Same scene. Aha.
You know,
With the astronaut,
yeah,
her
kind of
playing
like
the
either
astronaut.
going like for circle or
Mm.
even like the beginning or the end, or just kind of like saying like
Yeah.
that beginning and end does not matter, kind of thing. But
Uh,
before we reach that part, let's
yes.
start from the beginning.
Awesome.
Because yeah, we have so this movie came out on 2001.
Hmm. Produced by Madhouse.
Madhouse, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And this pretty much follows two guys that are going to make a documentary about this legendary actress, that her name is Chiyoko Fujiwara.
Hmm.
and and these two guys are wanting to make a documentary about her career, because she started really young,
Uh-huh.
and at some point in history she disappeared.
Yep.
And she was contracted by this studio, and this studio was pretty famous at a time, but
Yeah.
at some point it got sold out, or it went bankrupt or
Yeah.
whatever. They were going to destroy the original studios.
Hmm.
So that guy, I forgot his name as well. Why do I always do that, Brian?
Oh, it's tradition. Let's see. Genya Tajibana.
Yeah, he is he the
Yeah, that's the main guy.
The main guy.
Uh-huh.
And the
Main guy,
cameraman. We
and
also
the
have the
cameraman.
cameraman, right?
That's right.
I mean, I just remember
Yes.
because he's always called
Yeah.
Taicho, just like boss.
Oh yes. Yep.
He's like,
Boss.
what now, boss? He's like,
Uh,
but yeah,
uh,
this guy, he is infatuated with Chiyoko.
absolutely. Yes.
Like at the beginning, it's a movie. Like it's an
Yeah.
astronauts movie. It's like we're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, what's happening here? It's like it's an astronauts movie that is like, if you go there, and this is important to mention, is like if you go there, you won't be coming back. And the girl is responding like, I know, but I promise like that, like I would
meet him.
I would meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaves, and the
In
guy
the
is like,
spaceship.
no, like don't leave there,
Yeah.
like, whatever. And she goes on the rocket, and that's where the starting sequence starts. That as the rocket is going, you are seeing different scenes of like a girl, a teenager, like a more adult person, along with some different
Like
stories, history
Oh, yeah.
scenes, like
Yeah.
wartime, like more modern times, or like 60s, 70s, 80s,
Yep.
even, along with some other movies,
Yeah.
movie scenes.
Mhm.
And
Like Edo period, and all sorts of different situations.
yeah, and then next thing you see is that guy seeing like a small TV.
Yeah.
And the guy
he's
is
watching.
it's
the
straight up
TV.
repeating
Yep.
line by line what the actors are saying, and he's like,
Oh yes.
and then something's shaking. It's an earthquake,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh,
Yep.
that was a big one.
That's a big one.
And
Yep.
and
And
the cameraman opens,
he comes in. Yeah.
and he's like, hey, like, are you okay? He's like, yeah. Is the equipment okay? He's like, yeah, we're ready. We have everything. Can we go?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. And
Yeah. I'll meet you down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're on up to speed with them going to go see this actress, Chiyoko, to get more footage. And we see them on the way, and the cameraman is getting some footage like when they're traveling and stuff, and he's like, hey, like, why are we doing this now, kind of a thing. And he's like, okay, this documentary, it could have been done 30 years ago.
when
And
when she was
when she
still-
was at the height of her prime.
yeah.
Yeah.
and when the studios were
oh,
you know,
right.
there still.
Actually there, yeah. So already we see the cameraman having a little bit of a tussle, or a little bit of strain on like this project. He's a little bit skeptical about doing this project.
Yeah, and he's like, she's probably, an old lady that she's saying now, and he's like, shut up, like he throws something, and he's like,
Oh yes. Yeah.
and he's like, next time you say that, I'm gonna kill you. Like she doesn't age.
Oh, yes.
Because you're like, this guy
She doesn't
has
age. On a pedestal.
Here.
He has her on a pedestal. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
she's like, no, like she doesn't age. It's like, don't. And I want to mention that she doesn't age, because
Right,
I
right.
do want to revisit this at a later point, because
Definitely, because it's part of like the development and plot and stuff.
and also I want to go a little bit plot wise. I want to go a little fast,
Okay. Yeah.
just so that we can talk about the symbolisms and kind of like the psychological aspect and some other stuff
Okay.
that interconnects throughout the whole movie, but we would be spoiling a lot right away.
Right.
So I don't want to do quite that.
Yeah.
But anyways, they make it to her house. Her house is kind of in a hidden place. And after he has said about the fact that she doesn't age, someone opened the door, and it's an old lady. She's kind of chubby.
Oh yes.
And he's like, kind of like
Right.
his ribs are kind of shattering, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're looking for the lady of the house. It's like, Okusama, like you have visitors, and he's like, oh my God.
He's like, oh, what a relief. Right. Yeah. A little bit of comedic air to that.
Yeah, and well, Chiyoko, she agreed to give this interview because the Taicho, this guy, Tachibana-san,
Hmm.
that was his name, right?
Yes,
Tachibana-san
Tachibana.
has something to give to her.
Oh yes, yes, something to return to her.
Because even
Yeah,
the
that's
you know
right.
the
That's
maid
right.
tells her like, hey, she rarely accepts people. Like you for sure have something to give to her, like that it's worth her time, right? And she's like,
Yeah,
of course
of
I
course.
have.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, yeah, let's, like, she's just here, she grows a lot of stuff, she doesn't meet with a lot of people anymore, but
Mm.
she's fine, which,
Mm.
kind of like made me wonder at the end if she was really fine though. But
Definitely, definitely.
she arrives, and
Yeah.
she is an old lady, but
Yeah.
she looks very, very sharp, very
Yes.
fit,
Very prim. Hmm.
you know, kind of like what you would expect, and without going into stereotypes or whatever, but a healthy Asian woman, like how
Sure.
you would
Yeah.
see it's still on movies, how
Oh yes.
I don't know, in a way that I think that a lot of those old ladies look very refined, and to a certain
Sure.
point, kind of like powerful,
Oh
all
yes,
in
yes.
all. and
Powerful fine lady.
and she would still look like that. And the guy
Definitely.
was like, oh, it's a very, like, a great honor to meet you.
Yep.
Kind of like.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
And she's like,
Yep.
no, that's fine, like, so, like, I assume you
Hmm.
brought it. It's like, oh, yeah, 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 I'm
He,
sorry,
yeah, he
here it
takes
is.
he
And
yeah, he puts it down and then he opens it up. Um yeah, and it's a key.
yeah, and
It's
it's
just
about,
a
and
key.
he gives it to her, just like,
Oh yes,
there you
yes.
go.
Gives to
He
her.
even puts it in her hand.
Ah,
and and there's another earthquake.
oh yes.
There's another earthquake, and the guy rapidly kind of like stands up, try to go to her side, and because like she
Ah,
tumbles a little bit, and it's like, oh no, that's fine. It's like
yeah.
it's just like the earthquake is welcoming you.
Uh,
um
oh yes, yes.
we'll go back to this part
Definitely, yes.
again.
Because earthquakes is a reoccurring theme, and we'll definitely touch upon that too. Let's see, and yeah, so and she's grateful for the key, and she says it opens up something important.
The most important.
That's
It
right,
opened the
the
most
most important,
important
and
thing.
that's key. That's most important. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and they
Most
pretty much,
important.
they were like, okay, so are we ready to start? Yeah, go ahead. And they start shooting, and as soon as this moment starts, we are transported back to a young girl. uh she's wearing a hat and a scarf, some mittens, and it's young Chiyoko.
Yeah.
And I want to also emphasize the color red, the vivid color red in
Yes.
here.
Uh-huh.
um and the thing that I just can think about this color red on this sense is
Yeah.
not, red represents, like, a lot of time, passion or love.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
But I think that in this way, the red
Uh-huh.
was transmitting more a sense of,
Like reminiscence.
maybe that too,
Mm,
but
mm.
also a sense of energy, or a
Ah,
sense of being young, like
youth.
youth.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Oh, and also, we need to mention her beauty mark too. That her beauty mark is a very uh, uh, long-standing like mark of her presence, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And
Uh,
it's in a moment where, I mean, she even mentions like when I was
Uh,
born. I think we jumped a little off the con.
oh, we did, yeah.
Like when I was
Start
born,
when
I
her
was like,
being born.
she said like, yeah, I'm really connected to earthquakes. When I was born, I
Yep.
was even born after an earthquake. My dad sadly passed away during that earthquake, but he had a shop, and thanks to that is that my mom and me were able to live by.
Yeah.
And then she's transported um, to a time. I'm pretty sure that it was around World War II,
Yeah, right around there.
and she was probably like a young teenager, probably like I reckon like what what was it, like 12, 14 years maybe,
Around there.
around that
Yeah.
age,
Yeah.
and it was around this time that she is scouted
Yep.
by the one of the
One
directors
of the
of this
directors.
studio. And
And he's pretty persistent. He meets Chiyoko and her mother in their house, and he's very insistent, like, hey, this is the times we need to like show a national front or something like that. And the mother is like, no, 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 she belongs in the house and she
yeah,
belongs
because like you
here.
could say that
Mm.
United States was doing the same.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
this side, and especially in those times with World War II, you
yeah,
would,
a push for the
yeah,
nationalism.
movies were all about war, but United
Yeah,
States would always win or whatever. So
right.
obviously, on that side of the world, it would be
Yeah.
pretty much the same. Being patriotic, being
Uh-huh.
showing that everyone was doing their part to support their country.
Yes.
And what I like is that how all of this is happening, and
Uh-huh.
you see Tachibana-san and the cameraman, and
Oh,
they're there,
yes.
and they're like,
Yeah.
huh.
Edge of their seats. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, the mom is reluctant that no,
Yeah.
no, and no,
No, no,
and
no.
she gets mad, and
Mhm.
she leaves the building premises,
Mhm.
and she's just ranting.
Yeah.
And while she's ranting, and as she's walking by, she uh, kind of like crashes into a person,
Oh, yes.
and the person is like, oh, I'm sorry, like,
Yeah.
um and she's like, what? And he's like, oh, okay, like, yeah. So an interaction happens between them.
Mm.
They go their separate ways,
Mhm.
but right after, there's some uh, police, or like military police rather,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey,
Running
did
too.
you see a guy like this?
Yep.
Uh, he went that way.
That way.
The opposite side to where he went.
Mhm.
And they're like, okay.
Yep.
She goes back to where that dude went, and she notices
Yeah.
that he is hurt.
Yeah. There's some blood on the ground, and she goes after him and takes her scarf and ties up the wound, and they meet. And it's not I want to say it's not a very like it's not a very like momentous occasion or anything. It's just a very very low key interaction,
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
yeah. She takes him to like a shed
Uh-huh.
at her house,
Yep.
and kind of like nurse him back to health.
Yeah.
She's trying to be sneaky about it,
Yep.
and then like she has another interaction with him
Yeah.
where he shows her that same key.
Yep. Around his neck.
And it's also interesting because the key it's not tied to a chain, like a gold chain, or a simple piece of thread or rope. It's a red rope, or like a red thread.
Oh, a red thread. Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
if
Yes.
for those of you who are not very aware of what the red thread means, is that
Mhm.
in Asian cultures,
Yeah.
it's the red thread of fate.
Fate, yeah, that ties you to person, and this bond goes beyond time. It surpasses time or space. Red thread of fate.
Yeah, and that's where he mentions what she mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah.
He tells like this key opens the most important thing there is, and she's like, and what is it? And he's like, he just stares silent, I think, or I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He doesn't
respond.
answer her.
And she's like,
Yeah.
okay, that'll be my homework. I'll
For tomorrow.
I'll figure it out next. And and some stuff happens again.
Oh, and he also mentions like it's the day before the full moon, so it's full of hope, or one more day of hope.
Oh yeah. He does mention the moon. The moon is actually also has pretty big symbolism that we're gonna touch. Yes. But yeah, he mentions about the moon. He mentions where he comes from, the place where he lives. That it's on these dates, it's purely white. Like it's just white as far as the eye can see, and it's beautiful and all that type of stuff. And she's like, oh, I would like to go there. And he's like, yeah, maybe one day I'll show you. Oh, yes. And next day comes or another day comes, and she's still pondering about it with her friends.
Yeah.
And her friends is like, hey, are you thinking about the guy you like? Who is it? And she's like, stop it.
She's like, no way.
And as she's walking, she finds some bloodied pants. And the key.
And the key, off to the side. And it turns out, she also runs over back to her place, and she finds out that the guy has fled and has left already.
And the military police is
searching for him. Yes.
Yeah, and one of the, I guess, butlers or one of the workers from there that work, I guess, for her mom was like, Ojo-san, like, I'm so glad you are safe. There was a burglar here hiding, and as he hugs her, is like, he escaped, he's safe. And like he went to the train station. She starts running.
Yep.
It's a really cool scene because you have Tachibana-san and the cameraman. Now they're invested, and it's like, oh, now we're running. Oh, okay.
Now we're running. Yeah. And it's an overlay of reality, what used to be or what has already happened with the present. And she runs, and it's a great chase. She goes to the station, and she finds out, like it's too late. The train is already going out of the station. She tries to keep up, but she like trips something. She trips.
She's like, no. And Tachibana is like,
it's too late.
I love this part every time that I watch it. And the cameraman is like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He's like, this is a movie? When will we transport it into a freaking movie? And so now it's like an overlay of, not present and past, but also a movie.
A movie too.
And she's like, yeah, that was like my first role that I had.
First role, yeah.
And she's like, so you actually like went against your mom's desires and decided to pursue that. And she was like, yeah, it's like this beautiful movie. And as she talking is, it's showing this kind of like promotional poster of of what's happening. It goes fast forward from that. The key now turns into a central part of the plot, not only of the movie you as the viewer are watching, but also the key becomes a central role for her life and also her roles.
Right, her roles that she portrays, because we see her as like a young medic for the war efforts, and she's talking about like, hey, like I need to return this to him and all that. And then we also are introduced to a slightly older young lady, Aiko,
Yeah,
where
she's another actress.
another actress, and she's like the central actress up until this point where she's the main person. But now this young upstart is coming up and pretty much replacing her in the central roles, in the main roles
Yeah, and
as a
also in a
main
way,
actress.
Eiko turns into a bit of an antagonist.
Yeah,
You know the
where she's always saying like, "Hey, like there's nothing in dreams. Like leave it alone."
yeah, and um, this part is in a way pretty repetitive,
It is,
which
yeah.
but it's not. I mean, the way we're gonna talk about it is like we're just
Uh-huh.
saying that it's repetitive, just to skip a good portion.
Oh yes,
But
yes,
it's
yeah,
not. It's not a repetitive that gets boring.
yeah. Because we're, as we mentioned, we are shown many different roles of Chiyoko playing, and we see many overlays of like movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and also we kind of learn a little bit more about Genya being in these movies. Yeah, he definitely supports Chiyoko, and he's now starring in these roles also, like beside her, but only in these overlays,
yeah,
as
and
we
this overlays
understand
because
of
like
it.
kind of like in reality, like
He was never in a
he was
role.
never there. It's her career
Uh-huh.
on period dramas, or like she is like the kind of like the wife of the lord of the castle. She's also a ninja, like
Yep,
she's like
geisha in
a
training or
nurse.
something. Yep, a
um
nurse.
what's it again? There's also like a noir type, kind of like
Yeah.
mystery uh, type movie, and it's like all of these ones
Mm-hmm.
are, you know, it's kind of like period dramas, ninja chase, wartime, post-war detective or spy thriller, um, monster movies, kind of like a
Oh
Godzilla
yes,
kind
like
of
a Godzilla
stuff.
movie. Yeah. Yep. We see Godzilla a couple
Yeah,
times.
modern romance,
Uh-huh.
all of that, and it's her different.
Oh, an astronaut.
Yeah, an astronaut as well.
Hmm.
Kind of like a space odyssey,
Yeah.
um, and all of these are different eras, not only of Japan
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but of her life.
Her life.
Going from
Yeah.
teenager, young adult, adult,
To an adult. Yep.
and all of these share again kind of repetitive, but all of these share that the central part, as at least the way she's describing it, it's she needs to deliver the key in whatever shape or form it is, because like on the period drama the key is a scroll,
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
and she's always like there's something stopping her, like sometimes it
Yeah.
would come in the form of Eiko,
Yeah. Usually her.
or some other accidents
Yep. Hmm.
or whatever,
Hmm.
where she was like struggling, and it seems that the plot itself wanted to end with her, and that's when you would have Tachibana-san
Oh
uh,
yes. Coming in
just coming in, and it's
like
like
a knight in shining
Ochosa!
armor.
and,
Oh
and
yes.
and the cameraman is like, Taicho, what are you doing? It's
What are
like,
you doing?
get out of it's
Get
not
out
your
of
movie.
frame. Yeah. My lady, my lady. I've watched it in English dub.
You watch it
Yeah.
in English? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I still watch it in
In
Japanese.
Japanese. Oh
But
yes, yes. Yeah.
but it's like all of these moments,
Uh-huh.
it's always the key.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's wanting to deliver the key
Hmm.
to someone, or
Hmm.
to the man that she
To
met
the van.
at the
Yes.
beginning, the man who
Yes.
was, and I guess
And he's elusive. He's never there. He's always somehow beyond her.
yeah,
Uh,
and it's especially interesting
uh,
because this guy, he, uh I guess we didn't explain a lot, but he was like a revolutionary, or not
yes.
exactly revolutionary, but
Yeah.
it was one of those person, like we also had here on the States during war times,
Mm.
that were opposing to war.
To war.
You know, he was opposing to Japan taking action in it, so of course he was being branded as a rebel, and
Uh-huh.
he was being looked after the military police because
Yeah.
not cool, dude. What you're doing, it seems that you are going against
Patriotism.
patriotism.
And
Yeah,
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
and even Chiyoko, when she
Yeah.
had been like sometimes this close to meet him, he
Uh-huh.
was always like, nope, nope. And
Yeah.
like there's one person that I don't think they ever mentioned his name, but it was like the officer that asked her like, where did that man go? He appears
Yes.
several
Several
times
times.
at
Yeah.
different also stages of her life.
Uh-huh.
When she was a kid, then when she was
Bit older.
a bit older,
Mm.
she was he also kind of like appeared on a movie as well.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
where it's
Yes.
like, ha, we have captured him and we don't need you anymore. Go away.
Yep.
And she's still chasing.
Still trying to get to him.
But it, like all of those post-war times and all that stuff that the dude just was an artist. He was a pacifist.
Yeah.
He was not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But she was still holding into the hope that taking the key to him would show her what is that most important thing that would be open.
That would be opened. Yes. Most important thing.
And go ahead.
Oh yes. Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, she gets close, and we get to a point where in these movies she does like speak out. She does try to like reach him, but also reach her own truth and what she believes in. But it's always about searching for him. And I love how eventually we get to the point where she reaches the part where it was the promised place that they would meet, and it was like the white overlay of all the snow, and I think it's in like Hokkaido or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that,
it's very
that was
open space.
Yeah, that was
she eventually learns
close to the end, kind of.
Yeah, that's close to the end. That's right. Yeah, and here and the moon comes in there too, where the moon starts to overlay in this faraway world of like this snowy landscape, and the moon is and then the moon is the landscape now, and she's the astronaut in this other world exploring around. And we also have a few parts where we see paintings, or at least one painting of her as a young girl, and that's also important too, because that's the way he saw her back when she was like 12 or 14 or so.
Yeah, and all of this part that it's for the end, it comes at a point where she's about to retire from the industry.
Oh yes.
Because like there comes a point that she's always being asked about what's the key.
Oh,
who gave it to you? And
why is it important?
Yeah, why is she important to you? And she's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't remember him. He like, I love him. Because she's like, I love him so much, but I don't remember. And she like some scenes, like like the old lady from the period drama.
Oh yes.
Like the shaman or like the witch.
Right.
How she was like, I love you so much, but I also hate you.
Yeah.
And
I despise you, but I love you so much. Yeah. And that was a fortune teller, or at least
that was like a fortune teller or something like that.
Yeah. And it also kind of morphed into an old hag where she's also like the main main doubter, like the voice of the doubters.
Yeah,
She
because
represents that.
there were 2 times where she lost the key.
Yes,
One
two
of them
times.
when she got married. Because
Yeah.
she lost the key and she was like, okay, yeah, I lost the key, and
Yep.
eventually I got married with this person.
Yep.
And then she found, because it was
Yeah.
said, that was after the scene where she is a teacher.
Yes, the teacher scene. Yes.
And yeah, she lost the key, and apparently it was said that Echo was the one that stole it.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's okay. I married, I got married, and then one day cleaning,
Stack of books fall
like,
down.
she found the key again.
And she finds the key.
And she confronts her husband, and
Mhm.
suddenly it turns again into a kind of like a movie.
Yeah.
Because Eiko
right
is
at
like,
the point.
so I was found out.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Why the heck did you do that? He's like, because I was jealous of you.
Yeah.
Like, what's that stupid key anyway?
Right.
He's like, we're all dying to know. What's that stupid key for you? Yeah. And she's like, but, I mean, one, it's not your business, kind of, right?
Sure.
And it kind of like turns out that actually her, the way I interpret it is that her husband was actually the one that recovered the key.
Oh.
But still didn't want to give it to her.
Right. He kept it from her. Yeah.
And,
okay.
And it was during...
I agree with that.
Yeah. And it was during this point that they were at the studio and someone like knock on the door, and it's like,
yes.
Oh no, there's someone looking for the lady Chiyoko. And he's like, we're like, can't you see we're kind of busy? And it's like, it's a man that claims to know her. And it's the same freaking guard.
Oh,
that appeared when she was a child, or a teenager. That was chasing
the dude,
the artist.
Yeah.
And now the dude, he doesn't have one eye, he doesn't have one leg.
Oh yeah, and he's a scar too.
Like, time has not been nice with him.
Yeah.
And she recognized him as like, leave. Like, I don't want to see you. It's because of you that I'm still looking for this dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's this letter, and it was kind of like, it had kind of like the same words that the painter told him when she was young. He's like, and that's the scene that you were mentioning about the train ride. The train ride that she starts running, and the train ride changes according to the era. Yeah. And goes from where she was again like a teenager, young adult, and it's when she reaches Hokkaido. And at that point, it's when she kind of like said goodbye in a way.
Yeah. Because she kind of accepted that he was out of her life.
Yeah. And now it goes back again to like the spaceship scene.
Yep.
And now, but this time it's when they're recording and an accident happens because there's another earthquake.
Yep. While they were on set.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everything's crashing down. She was holding the key, but as she fell from Genya, Tachibana-san, he shields her.
Yep.
But the key is
like dropped
somewhere.
Yeah.
And she's like looking for the key.
Yeah.
And she starts crying.
Yeah.
And that's the moment when she leaves for good
from the movie industry.
Acting.
Yeah. She throws down the helmet. Like, it's shocking.
Yo, Kenya, what do you do, man? He's like, I did nothing.
Yeah.
And from her it returns back to the present. Where she's just like, hey, I'm like, I'm glad you brought this to me.
Yep.
At some point I also kind of like, I forgot about the key. Yeah. And also a part of me just didn't want to meet the man again. Because I was not going to be the same person that he met. I was old.
Yeah. But she's no longer the one that she's no longer.
As she was saying that, she was looking at the portrait. of her young self.
uh,
And he's like, but you know what? You brought me the key again, so I feel that I might want to chase after him again.
again. Mhm.
And then we have another like
earthquake.
He's like freaking
Oh
earthquake.
my
Like, can you
goodness.
read the mood, dude?
Yeah. For 5
And-
minutes.
And this
Yeah.
time, Genya shields her again.
And it's a very, like, you know, a culmination of events, culmination of all these things with his relationship with Chiyoko and with earthquakes in general being a part of Chiyoko's life. And the beam falls down, and like, it passes, the earthquake passes, and then Tachibana-san is like, hey, are you okay? And she's a little out of sorts. She's a little out of breath, and she's not okay.
Yeah, she
At this point,
collapses.
she collapses. Yeah.
She collapses. She's
Mhm.
taken to the hospital.
Yep.
And through all of that, there is no dialogue, but you can see the doctor and Tachibana and the cameraman,
Yeah.
and just Tachibana just drops on
Drops
his
down to the
knees, and he's
ground.
like,
Yeah.
and
It's such a heartbreaking moment.
they meet again. Chiyoko is like, hey,
Yeah, in
you're
her
gonna be
room.
great.
Yeah.
And she's
She's
like,
like, you're a bad
you're
liar.
such a bad liar. But he's like,
Oh,
like,
man.
it's fine, like, because you gave me this, and I can keep chasing him. Because like during this moment, the cameraman was like, the cameraman was invested.
Oh, yes, at
He's
this
like,
point in
hey,
time.
Tachibana is
Mhm.
like, what happened with that man? Like, was she ever able to find him? And he's like, no. Like that day when she left, for before like the train sequence, he's like, I just heard the man, and he tortured him and killed him.
Yep.
She was chasing nothing. The man that she was chasing was long gone.
Yeah. And Genya knew all these years. It's been 30 years since that time, and he knew all along. Yeah, she was chasing a dream, a shadow.
Yeah. And from there she was like, hey, it's okay. And kind of like it went back again to the scene of the spaceship.
Yes. Oh,
And
yes.
she's young again. She's like, no, I have to go, because I promised I would do it. And now Genya is self-inserting himself, kind of like on the movie, and he's like, please don't go, I love you, or whatever,
or you're my true, and then gets cut off. She goes up,
and she goes up. Yeah, she goes like to the stars.
Yeah.
And the space station, it's in the moon.
Yeah.
Again.
And
she goes away
up in the stars. Yeah.
And that's how it ends.
Yeah, and the closing line is because I actually was in, or do you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So she says,
yeah,
the truth is, I've always been chasing him. Even now, I love the chase more than I ever loved the man. And it's like, oh man, I was like, I'm sorry, like my voice is crappy,
yes. And then in the English dub, I should have written it down, but she said, because I was actually in love with the pursuit of him.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it just changes the whole.
I mean, now let's go to the symbolisms.
Yeah, here we go. Deep dive.
There's a lot of symbolisms. Some of the symbolisms that are there. The very first one, the key. We already said the red string of fate. It's on the key.
Yep.
And and while the key takes a center stage for not only like the movie or the documentary, the key is just hope.
Yeah.
It's just hopes. Yeah. It's just dreams. It's just journeying, like what you're journeying for.
Yeah.
And it's devotion again.
Devotion. Oh yes. Okay.
Because she's always like trying to deliver the key.
Right.
One of the earthquakes was that let's take into account that Chiyoko did not have the key, meaning at this point, she did not have hopes. She did not have dreams. She did not have any devotion. That's why she left her
Ah,
acting career.
yeah.
And
Okay. So
through all the
earthquakes.
movies, she had the key. She was
Yeah.
pursuing this man, but in reality, she was pursuing what she wanted to do, which was,
Right.
her career as an actress.
Yeah.
That was her dreams. And
Okay.
when Tachibana, when Genya-san gave her the key, she crumbled, like earth crumbled, because she went again from having
Okay.
nothing to
Uh-huh.
like, hey, remember that you used to have dreams?
And it's too much. Oh,
So
okay.
that shook her to
That
the
sugar.
core.
Yeah. Interesting. You could also say earthquakes are like a break in pursuit, or like in a or stops something. Or I guess you could even say it symbolizes something changing too. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, and a pretty obvious one that we've already mentioned.
Uh-huh.
The key is also for um, you know, the meaning of life.
Ah, okay.
Meaning of
Yeah.
life. It's not the end of the road. It's like
Mhm.
what you make out of it, right?
Okay. Right, right.
It's like like the end is not the goal, but the
Uh-huh.
pursuit itself.
Pursuit itself.
I
Right, the
remember.
journey.
It's like I remember,
Okay.
like there's this really good movie that I like, that is called
Uh-huh.
The Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
Oh,
It's
I have
I
not
don't
heard of
remember.
that.
It's based off a book from an author called Dan Millman.
Oh, okay. Mhm, mhm,
But there's a portion where
mhm.
um, this guy had a pretty big accident on his motorcycle, and he was unable to walk again.
Ooh.
And after some training and stuff, he walks again.
Oh,
And
wow. Yeah.
he had a trainer of some sort.
Oh, okay.
He was more of like a life trainer in a way.
Life training.
He would name him Socrates.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Socrates tells him like, you know what, I think you're ready for this. And he's like, well, we're gonna wake up early, so bring your walking shoes. And they walk for like 4 hours.
Oh,
and and
wow.
and,
Yeah.
and there's a point where Socrates this guy Dan asks him like, hey Soc, like, are we there yet? He's like, we're here. He's like, great, because we've been walking for 4 hours. And he's like, so what do you want to show me? Here, the view? No. Here. And kind of like points to the ground. He's
Mm.
like, it better not. He's like, what are you talking about? And he holds a rock. And he's like, it better not be. He's like, yeah, it's this. He's like, oh, come on. And Socrates
Okay.
was like, what is wrong? He's like, you told me that I was ready to see this. He's like, yeah, but it's a stupid rock. He's like, well, I guess I didn't know what we were going to find. And he leaves, and the guy thinks it's like
Oh.
the journey. And it's like the journey is what brings you happiness. And with this
Right.
movie, it was the same,
Yeah.
because throughout all the different eras, even
Oh,
though we
yeah.
see Chiyoko-san chasing this man, uh, it was like like chasing the moon.
Oh,
You
which
know,
is another
like
symbolism.
yeah, which is
Hmm.
the other symbolism that
Hmm.
we see a lot. You
Yeah.
see the moon, it's like you can see it, it exists, yet you
Ah.
cannot reach it.
Ah,
But
but it is there.
it is there, and somehow she, like,
Uh,
on the last scene, she left from the moon.
ah, right,
And
right.
like,
In that pursuit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this also bring me
Um.
the
Mhm.
tale of Kaguya.
Oh, okay. Right. The princess, the moon
Yeah,
princess.
yeah, Princess
Yeah.
Kaguya.
Yeah.
how
Okay.
how
Okay.
how she went to the moon,
Hmm. Hmm.
and she gave a medicine, or
The elixir of life.
like the elixir of life,
Oh,
to the
yes.
dude that she loved,
Right. Right.
that it was pretty much of eternal life, and
Yeah.
the dude ended up being an idiot.
Right, and he burns it, right?
Yeah.
He on a mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, yeah, it was her chase, it was
Yeah.
her journey, that was
Yeah.
what the stuff that brought her
Okay.
fulfillment. And you know,
Okay.
and I now I want to go back to this part that Genya said at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
He's like, she doesn't age.
Oh, right.
Because she says,
Right.
like, now I was old, and you know, it
Yeah.
was
Time
that
caught up
it
to
was
her.
like kind of like that moment
Mhm.
where you know, everyone
Oh.
reaches that is like, you know, I'm too old for that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know,
yes.
where you start giving up on a
Yeah.
lot of things because you're
Too old.
you are too old for that, or
So
you are
could you
this, or you are
say
that.
so could you say movies themselves could be a symbolism
Yeah.
of I don't know, age, of what else? No. The opposite of age, youth. Um Time being stopped.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at least, you know, that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
And
Movies.
you know,
Interesting.
the way that the color red is
Oh, yes.
highlighted throughout the movie as well.
Yes.
Not only representing, you
Uh-huh.
know, love, but also, you know, representing purpose, memory, and
Yeah.
it was represented in different shades.
It was.
It was not
From
this
lipstick.
vibrant red. It
Yeah.
was from like somber red, you know, pretty
Yeah.
dark shade
Uh-huh.
of it, or like a pretty white-ish shade of it.
Like almost pink.
Yeah, it was like in all sorts of
All sorts
lines
of
in the
shades.
spectrum.
Dang.
Or you know how Enko was
Mhm.
that person, or those also moments where it's like, what's the point of dreaming? You're not
Right.
you're not getting anywhere, you're not getting this, you're not getting that. What's the point of dreaming? You should
Yeah.
stop. Because, you know, yeah, again, the moment that she lost the keys, where when she was afraid because she was old and whatever, is like, yeah,
Mm.
that's because she reached that point of like, there's no hope.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And then when she was old, she kind of like, in a way,
Mm.
regained her youth.
Yeah. Because she was given back a symbol of youthfulness, of pursuing something. Interesting. Also another symbolism could be her deathbed and the spaceship with the rocket and them overlaying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like because I was looking into, like, you know,
Oh, yes.
what does this mean?
Yeah, these are deep things. Yeah. For sure.
And you know, yeah, that was it. Kind of like
Mhm.
the movie is just showing it, like, it doesn't matter your age, because you're like, when we're kids,
Yeah.
we have a lot of dreams. You know, it
Yes.
doesn't matter
Oh,
whether
yes.
they're small or whatever.
Or
You say like, oh, I want to be a
unrealistic or
rock star. I
anything.
want to be, you know, a professional soccer player, or
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, because like
Whatever
you,
it
you
may
don't ask as
be.
kids, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're not gonna be like,
Uh,
oh, I want to be a civil servant. And if they do, it's like, poor kid. But
oh gosh.
but right,
Right,
like,
but it's that
they would always say, like, I want to be an
wanting.
astronaut. I want to be
Yeah.
this or that. Like, it's something grandiose.
Exactly.
But you
Yeah.
know, as you know, sadly, because you know, that happens to everyone. As we grow old,
Yeah.
we're like, oh no, we actually need a real job to
Yeah.
pay
We need to
bills,
pay bills.
to
Yeah.
do this, to do that, and then,
Uh-huh.
you know, our hopes and dreams are
Right.
taking like a second
Backseat.
plane, the back seat.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what happened with Chiyoko, which you know, she reached a point where, you know, she was at her peak.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Peak of her
you know,
career. She was amazing. She
Eiko was
doing great
jealous
stuff.
of her, of like,
Uh-huh.
like, I'm like, she's like, why are you being happy?
Yeah.
She's like, you are pursuing this man that you don't know, like,
Uh-huh.
and yet it seems that you are enjoying this, because, you know, even
Yeah.
when she was telling the story, I remember there was this one scene where it was a movie and she was crying about a person, and he's like, no, no, and you
What?
know, from the movie it came to her old self, and she was all energetic, and you know, even Genya was
Oh.
like, yeah,
Oh,
they were
yes,
kind of
yes.
like in
Oh,
a
that.
horse or something like that.
Yes, yes, I do. Okay, I do remember that.
And
Yeah.
there was like, okay, let's
Calm down, everyone. Yeah, yeah. And the cameraman is like, what is going on here?
Yeah, the cameraman was the one out of sorts. It's like,
Yes. So,
I don't know what's happening here.
yeah, and yeah, oh man. I would say, interestingly enough, that we as the audience, we relate either to Tachibana or the cameraman. It's like one or the other.
Yeah.
I think, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tachibana-san, Genya-san, he is the expression of, you know, he's a fangirl.
Yes.
He's fangirling.
Yes, he's
over
fangirling.
her. That is
Yeah.
like, no, you have been immortalized. Like you,
Right.
is like dying, getting old. Like what's that? I don't know what's that.
Yeah.
You have been immortalized in different eras
Yeah.
in here. You're
Eternal
forever young.
youth, forever young. Yes, yes.
And the other guy, he's like, oh, she's an old woman. And it's like,
Yeah, from the opposite extreme.
he's like,
seeing
my
it
God
from his
forgive you because I
perspective.
won.
Right. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
But
That's
you know, even at
fascinating.
the end, the cameraman was very invested, and I was like, oh my God, it's like,
Yeah.
that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, and for it to end abruptly,
Right.
that is sad,
Right.
because it was sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
Very deep movie.
You know, it was
like
it was a pretty deep movie. It has,
Yeah.
you know, all in all, it's just like homage to and I think it was inspired by like
Yeah.
a Japanese actress was inspired on this story,
Oh, okay.
and you know, a lot of the movies, while not strictly said, you know, for maybe copyright reasons or whatever, were used as inspiration, and all of them were movies, you know, from Japan. And you know, they just brought me back to
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but when I went to Tokyo, I went to Toei Studio Animations. It's one of the videos that I showed.
Ah, right.
And you know, they have the studios there, and there's a part where they have like a bunch of posters from, you know, movies that I've never seen in my life,
Oh,
but that I'm
okay.
sure that are very niche in
In Japan.
Japanese culture.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And you know, that was a
Right.
movie for Japan,
Mm.
but you know, it's a movie that everyone, like,
Yeah.
you know, the global audience will be able to see it and appreciate it, because
Absolutely.
it's
And
not
still
only
relate
limited to
to it.
Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. It has these grand ideas and grand symbolism that a lot of people would relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very good,
you know,
very good.
great movie. I really liked
Yeah,
it.
I'm glad we watched it. Yeah, it was so good.
So yeah, I guess, which one is the other one that was Perfect Blue, I think.
Perfect Blue, yes. Oh man, and we've talked about this. I don't know if we'll ever do it. Yeah, sometime in my life, I'll probably try it on my own.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's
Because I've already seen a little bit of like scenes. I've already seen scenes.
yeah. I mean,
So
it's
maybe
like,
one day.
It's like colorful.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Probably-
I watched that
probably-
one
Uh-huh.
once, and,
Right.
dude, it was so heavy, and
Yeah.
no, it was like, no, dude. Like, and also at the point in my life where when I watch it, I was not doing okay. So that just,
So it just compounds everything.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
no. It was like, you know, it was a great movie, but
Sure.
yeah, even Perfect Blue is like,
Right.
I don't know. I know it's gonna be a great movie, but
Well, granted, yeah.
but yeah.
We've already seen a lot of the other ones from the same director, so yeah, they're great movies. Yeah.
But
Just to
anyways,
show
yeah.
you.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Thanks for
gonna see
joining
you
us.
next week. Hopefully, no, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I won't see you next week.
Oh, right. But
But,
yeah, in the videos. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment. I don't know. Put a dot. Whatever. It's like,
Yeah. Whatever it may be.
I want to make this year, just so that we might maybe even reach the 800
That would be amazing.
subscribers.
That would be incredible.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Mantene.
Bye.